Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I'm an addict, and my sobriety date is July 13th of 2015. And I'm not on my laptop today, you guys, because um, first of all, I thought I would just pop on for a little bit. I'm really tired this evening, so I don't think I'm going to stay on for a whole hour. I hope you guys don't mind. But you guys know I'm not going to not show up because consistency is key. So, welcome to everybody that's new to my channel. Welcome to all my regulars. Thank you guys for being here and coming and hanging out with me today. Um, Let me get a spot where I can sit down and chit chat with you guys for a little bit. Don't mind my ugly colored couch. It's my mother-in-law's from like 1970, you guys. So it's like this orangey green color. So anyway, how's everybody doing in their sobriety? Is everybody holding up good? Hey Polly, hey Lisa, hey Misty, hey Mama. I hope you guys are all hanging in there and staying sober. Yeah, Nicole. You know, I had to end that one. Nate acts, I can't have him being all crazy like that at the beginning of the videos. uh, I don't mind when he pops on in every now and then, but I'm, try to keep it professional, y'all. Hey MURK, hey Mac. What's up, everybody? All right, so tomorrow night is Friday, and every Friday night, you guys, we do Hey Light Lightning. We do our maintenance medication support group, MARA, Medication Assisted Recovery Anonymous. So that's going to be tomorrow night at 7. Tomorrow night, I've got Danny P coming back on to share some stories. And y'all know Danny is doing so good. I met him last year, and he ended up overdosing in his bathroom, and his mom found him. And he got on maintenance medication, Suboxone, and he's been sober ever since, doing so good, taking care of his family, working his job. So he's going to come on tomorrow night and hang out with us, and we're going to talk about recovery, and we're going to talk about staying sober during the coronavirus and all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, Mark, I don't even know what it is, because I know it's like, I swear to God, y'all, that YouTube is like unsubscribing people from my channel. I know they're unsubscribing me from people's channels, because I will go to their channels and I'm not subscribed. But it's the weirdest thing. Plus, my picture, you know how my picture is usually on the Real Talk Recovery, it says my face and it says Real Talk Recovery. For some reason, my picture's not there anymore. So some shit's going on. Like, YouTube is doing something weird. It's weird. It's really strange. So anyway, I've got a couple of, hey Alicia, I've got a couple of messages from people today. So for those of you guys that have texted me on the Real Talk Recovery cell phone, just give me a call. If you want to talk, give me a call. I had a couple people reach out and they were asking if they could call, and I'm like, sure, call me anytime. So don't ever feel like you can't reach out. I'm always available to talk. Even when I'm not available, I'm available. You know what I mean? It's like, what am I doing? I'm here at my house. I do work from my home, but I mean, I have time to talk to people, you know? So, yeah. You guys, Mark and Alicia and all the other Real Talk Recovery fam, they have been going and doing Zoom meetings. So, for those of you guys that are not in the Discord, join the Discord so that way Mark can he can let you know when he's going to go live, okay? Or going to do his do the Zoom meetings. Light lightning. Do you know how many times I get that question? So, real quick before we start talking about sobriety, me and Big Sid broke up like a month ago, y'all. Maybe even longer than that. So, he accused me of cheating on him with Lance, which is absolutely a lie. So, yeah, I don't see him anymore. He's seeing some girl named Classy, is what I heard. No, for real though, I'm married, and my husband We live here in Arkansas. For those of you guys,
farted.
I did not fart, Nate. Hey, Julie. Yes, Merck is on top of it, you guys, with those Zoom meetings. That's so awesome. I'm really proud of you for doing that, Merck. I appreciate that a lot. And you guys don't have to, you guys can hang out and talk about anything. You don't have to talk about recovery. You know what I mean? A sobriety party, a farty party is better than a shardy party. That's right. So, okay, let me get focused. All right. So, since tomorrow night we're going to have a guest on the channel, I was thinking what we could do today. What, we're 5 minutes in? Shoot. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so last 2 days ago I left off on my story. Y'all want to hear a little bit more of my story? Is that something you guys would be down for? Let's go. So, I graduated high school, okay? When I graduated high school, I barely passed, y'all. I passed with all D's, okay? And it was a big deal. It was a big deal that I passed high school because I was the first person in my family, I think, to graduate high school or something like that. It was such a big deal that my grandmother came down from New York to see me graduate, to see me walk across the stage. So I passed with all D's and I signed up for community college, right? Community college in Hot Springs, Arkansas, called Garland County Community College. I signed up for that, and I was taking my basics, nothing serious. I wish I could come on here and be like, yeah, I did so good in college. I was like so smart and stuff, but I was horrible. And the reason I did so bad is because I was getting high on methamphetamine, y'all. I was constantly shooting dope. No, smoking dope. I wasn't shooting it yet. I was constantly smoking and snorting methamphetamine. And, I don't even think I gave it a try, honestly, you guys. I didn't even give college a try. I didn't even try to apply myself because I was so strung out in my addiction. So strung out. I just didn't care. I was too focused on partying my ass off. All right. So me and my boyfriend Robert had broken up, and I remember my first year of college, I was so depressed because I had no boyfriend. I was using meth all the time and drinking and partying, and so I was just really acting out. Like I was expressing myself, like my hurt for that breakup, and just not fucking being happy, and I was getting high on dope, right? I would go to class high on methamphetamine. I would try to stay up all night, and then I would come into class the next morning like with no sleep, not being able to function. So very quickly I failed. I failed out of all my classes.
My mom peed in her pants.
Okay, Bubby, I love you. Please don't do that. Okay, I love you. And go in Mama's room and watch TV. Okay. So I ended up.
Mom, you don't even have a TV. Oh yeah.
Yes, I do. I ended up failing all my classes, you guys, all of them. So once I didn't have college hanging over my head and I didn't have to do all that, right? I was like, man, I can do whatever I want now. So I ended up getting a full-time job. And at that time, I was going to tell you guys the story, but I didn't say anything about it. I got a full-time job. I want to say that, okay, so I was working at JCPenney, then I went to Shoe Carnival, and then I went to the state revenue office. I'm trying to remember and make sure that I have my jobs in line. Okay, when I was working for the revenue office, I was doing all kinds of illegal activity, you guys, and I ended up losing my job there because of that. All right. When I lost my job at the revenue office, I went off the deep end and I started really, really getting bad. I started shooting meth. I started taking ecstasy. I started shooting cocaine. Then I got this job working at the Days Inn, which was a hotel. Now, this is like where I started getting to the point where my jobs weren't making any sense. They were just jobs that would hire anybody, like, waiting tables, working at a hotel. Like before, at least before I got really bad on drugs, I had good jobs. Like I was in management positions and I was I was working, I had a good work ethic and I had a good, like I was dependable. I would show up. But as my addiction progressed, I was undependable and would show up, but I would be so high that they would be like, "Man, forget this. We can't have this girl working for us. She is a liability." So I can't help but laugh about it sometimes, you guys, because I cannot believe how dumb I was back then. You know what I mean? I cannot believe it. So let me tell you how I lost. Okay, so I lost my job. I transferred from Shoe Carnival to the revenue office, so I didn't lose Shoe Carnival, right? But the job before that, the JCPenney job, I ended up losing it because I was giving my dope man fucking products. I was giving my dope man shoes and clothes and all kinds of stuff out the JCPenney store. And so I got busted. They didn't press charges on me. They just fucking fired me and it was over and done with, right? But I didn't learn my lesson. And that's one thing that happened a lot is that I would get out of things by the skin of my teeth. So I wouldn't learn a lesson. And so I would go back and I would keep getting high because I wasn't experiencing these like really bad consequences. I was just like, well, that's no big deal. I'll just get another job, right? So that's what I would do. I would get another job. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this about yourselves, but I've noticed about a lot of addicts is that a lot of us have the gift of gab. We can talk. I mean, we are outgoing and relatable, and I've always been like that. I've always had the ability to talk to people and get to know people, and I feel comfortable talking to people. I love talking to people. I love helping people. That's why I love having my channel now, because I love sharing my life. I love sharing experiences, and I hope that by me sharing those experiences that it'll help other people, right? But I was good at my jobs when I was younger. And when I was in my addiction, even though I was using drugs, I was good at my jobs. So I went into the revenue office and I worked there for 5 years, you guys. That's when I met that boy that I told y'all about that used to beat me up. I met LD and we started dating, and the first 2 years of our relationship, it wasn't that bad, but I'll be honest with you guys, like I transitioned from meth to opiates, and I was real bad on those methadone wafers. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them, but they're 40 milligram wafers, and they're in tins, right? And so I don't know how I was getting those. Oh yes, I do. I remember. I was getting them from this lady named Connie. Connie's boyfriend had chronic pain, and he would get the methadone wafers. So me and Connie had used to work together at a restaurant. We would work together, and she worked with my sister before I started working with her. So that's how I ran into her. That's how I met her. Yes, quarter size. Yes, Laura. And so Connie was the hookup. And so that's how it is in the town I grew up in, you guys. It's a lot of elderly people that are on medications and they don't take them, so they sell them. And so like every person I ever bought pills from when I lived in Hot Springs was somebody that was either disabled or a chronic pain patient that sold their pills. And so, when I think back to that time, I was just always seeking out these same people because I knew if I could find these people, then I would get what I needed. You know what I mean? So it was crazy. It was crazy. So anyways, I had the hookup on those, and me and LD were dating, and we were living together. What I can't even say we weren't dating. The minute I met him, we moved in together. Like we were living in my car, y'all. What are you doing?
I want.
You just had 2 tacos.
No, I'm saying, where's my iPad?
It's downstairs by my computer on the counter.
But I'm also hungry just for cereal.
Okay, hold on. I'll be done in just a second. Give me some time, okay, baby? I love you. I only do
Guys, welcome back to Ryan's Tour Review. Today I'm showing about Peep Toys.
Okay, Nate. Go. I love you. Bye. Stop being silly.
Peter Toys.
So, sorry, guys. Hey, Byron. Thanks for becoming a member, bud. Okay, so we moved in together right away, you guys. We didn't even like, we lived in my car. Okay, this is like serious. When I met him, he was homeless. He was sleeping on his grandmother's couch. I'm telling you, lightning, I don't know what it is. It's nonstop, man. It's nonstop. You should see us when we're in public. He embarrasses me so bad. Anyway, he was living with his grandmother and he had nowhere to stay. And so I was like, man, I'll sleep in my car. I'll sleep in my car with you. You know? And so we were sleeping in my little blue Ford Focus for like probably a week or so. Then we ended up paying for like a week at a time. We would pay for this 1-bedroom efficiency. I've told this story at the beginning of my channel. When I first started my channel, I told this story, and I'll tell a little bit of the story to you guys. We moved into this 1-bedroom efficiency where you could basically see rats scattering across the floor. There was cockroaches climbing on the walls. The bed, you guys, the place came with the bed. It was a box spring with a mattress on top of it that was probably used by hookers, prostitutes, crackheads, all kinds of stuff, right? And I slept on that bed. Okay? It was disgusting. I cannot even believe I lived there. We had a little TV like this big that we would sit on top of something like a chair, and we would lay in that bed and watch TV. We had a little like recliner chair that also came with the room, and it had a bath, a toilet and a shower. Hey, Caitlin. And it was bad. You could smell cooking crack all down the hallways when you would get to the apartment. It was just disgusting. It was disgusting. It was called Pennington Place Apartments. And it was right across from the strip club called the French Quarter in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And I remember one night, you guys, we were sleeping, or we were high and we were getting it on. And LD was on me, and I looked up, and there was this cockroach on his shoulder, y'all. And it was probably that fucking big. It was the biggest cockroach I've ever seen in my life. Okay? And it was looking right at me, and I remember freezing, and I was like, and he was like, and I was like, there is a cockroach on your shoulder. And I flicked it, and it flew. And you know when a bug is so big and it hits a wall that you can hear it go like crunch,
Mom,
crunch against that wall.
Before I ate a bug that was, I think it was alive, it was in my drink, and I didn't see it, and I drank it.
Oh, that's crazy. It's disgusting. You're okay though, right?
But I didn't even taste it.
Do you want to have your own channel?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
Well,
What?
I don't really want to do anything.
Okay. Yes, lightning. I think that cockroach.
Peter!
Nate, please stop. Do not. Hold on, guys. Stop. Stop.
Mom, guys, you better kill my mom.
Stop talking like that, son. Listen to me. It's not funny. Stop.
It is funny.
Stop.
It is funny.
Go. I love you. Now stop. So that happened, and I flicked it off of him, and you could hear it hit the wall, and it was so disgusting. But that was like a turning point for us. We lived there, you guys, for 90 days, maybe even longer. I'm pretty sure it was 90 days, though. My mom, he is a good kid, you guys. I don't want him to come in here on camera because there's some people that just like, they don't have my best interest at heart, and they would love to see him coming on here and just try to hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I have to be careful. So anyways, that cockroach hit the wall, and my mom and dad decided to come over. Yes, Light Lightning. My mom and dad decided to come over and see me to see where I was living. Okay. I think this is probably one of the first times that my dad really realized how bad it had gotten. And this is still early in my addiction. And so he came over and my dad was he was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like he couldn't believe that we were living there. He was like, we've got to do something. We've got to do something. My mom's name is Gina. And he's like, Gina, oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe she's fucking living here. Oh my God. We got to get her out of here. You know, he's like freaking out. That's my like impression of my dad. Like he has a really thick New York accent, you guys. And so, my mom and dad found me a really nice trailer house. It was a cute trailer, y'all. Like I think that some trailers can be real nice, and a lot of places down here in the South, people live in trailers. So my dad found us this little trailer. It was like a single wide trailer, but it was in mint condition. My dad is like one of the coolest people. The first car my dad ever bought me was a 1982 Toyota Cressida. And I was born in the year 1982. So when he bought me this car, I was 16 years old, y'all. And it was the best car. It was blacked out tinted windows. He put a CD player in it. It was just a nice car. It was a nice car. No, his accent never turned Southern. He was born and raised in New York, y'all. Born and raised. He's lived in Arkansas for like almost 30 years, probably longer than that. So anyway, he found us that trailer house, and my mom helped me find furniture like a bed and couch and just all this stuff. So we went from living like this disgusting, like I'm not even, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like the hotels and the motels that are just like people rent the rooms out by the night, like for hours at a time. That's how disgusting this place was. Like, anyway, you know, when you're on drugs, you'll stay anywhere. You know, at least I would. I don't know about you guys. When I was on drugs, I didn't care about where I was sleeping. One time I slept on a couch that had baby kittens inside of it. Like a cat had given birth inside the couch cushions. One time I stayed in a place that was so dirty and nasty that I got ringworm all over my body one time. One time, you know what I'm talking about, Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs knows what I'm talking about. One time I stayed in a place where I got head lice, y'all. I got head lice so bad. I had all these little egg things it was disgusting. And of course I got rid of it right away, but it's like I would stay in these places because a lot of the times I would pass out. A lot of times I would fall asleep with a cigarette in my hand and light myself on fire. One time I fell asleep. I wish I don't know if I have the scar. And if I could, I don't even know where it would be. Oh, there it is. Anyways, one time I fell asleep with a cigarette like this and burned a hole in my arm. And it was so bad. Anyways, I would just be in these places like that because I was desperate. I felt like I was desperate. There's nothing else to say. I was desperate. I cared more about getting high and getting that feeling than I cared about being clean. Okay? I cared more about getting drugs and alcohol. And the more drugs and alcohol I could get to make me not feel like shit, the more I didn't give a fuck if I was living in a motherfucking crack house. The more drugs I could get, the farther out of reality I was, so it didn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we got our little trailer house, and like I told you guys in my stories before, I would just like I would kind of like go through stages where I was doing a bunch of opiates, and then I would just stop and I would start doing a bunch of meth. And so at this time I was like balancing between methamphetamine and opiates. And so, but when we moved into that trailer, I started tweaking real bad. And this was the first time. Hey, Detroit Vision. That was the first time. If you want to be, you can become a member if you want. There's a join button on my, if you go on my channel where it says Real Talk Recovery. Underneath it, it'll say join in blue. You can go there and you could just become a member, or you can join my Patreon. But you don't have to just like, I like it. I don't want you to just send me money. So if you want to become a member, you can do that. And then when you become a member, we're going to do like members only videos, and we're going to do live streams for members. So that way you'll be getting something for your money. Okay. So, okay, keep on going. So, what was I saying? Oh gosh. Shoot. Okay, so I was talking to I was going back and forth. Oh, I tweaked. Okay, so when we were living in this trailer, me and my boyfriend LD, at the time the guy I was with, his name was LD. We met this guy and he was making methamphetamine. Now, it wasn't hard to make any methamphetamine, you guys. Like, everybody in Arkansas makes methamphetamine. I swear they do. And so I was just like, it's like you could find a dope cook on every corner. Okay. So we started hanging out with this guy who was cooking dope, and it was probably some of the best methamphetamine I'd ever done. It really fucked me up. I remember, you guys, because this was the first time I ever freaked out to where I had my boyfriend take me to the hospital. Okay. And see, after this was the beginning of something that I would become known for doing when I would get too high on methamphetamine. I had become known for calling the police on myself and taking my ass to the hospital when I was too high. So one night, you guys, we were really, really high, and I was sitting in my living room. I had just gotten off work at the time I was working at the shoe carnival, and I started going, I was making myself not be able to breathe. Okay. Yes. Yes, girl. You remember these. Okay. A lot of these stories I have shared in that first video I did when I first told you guys my whole story. So I'm sitting in that trailer, and my boyfriend's with me, and I'm going, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm not breathing. And he's telling me that I'm breathing. And I'm like, no, I'm not breathing. And he's like, Nicole, you're breathing. And I'm like, no, I'm not breathing. And so he gets me a gallon jug of water, and I'm drinking it. And he's telling me I'm breathing, and I'm telling him, no, I'm not. And so I made him drive me to the emergency room. We get to the emergency room, you guys. And right when we walked in that emergency room, I was like, I done fucked up. I don't need to be here. But I went ahead and I checked in, and I told the lady, I can't breathe. I feel like I can't breathe. And that's when they sat me down and they said, have you done any stimulants today? And I was like, well, listen to this, you guys. I was like, well, I went to a party the other night and I tried some for the first time, but that's the only time I've done it. And that was 24 hours ago. I am literally high as hell. Okay. Pupils blowed out. And so she was like, here, and she gave me a Valium and sent me home. So I took that Valium, y'all. It didn't do shit. I was still high as hell. It didn't do shit. But I would keep doing those kind of things because I would get so freaked out because I would get so high. Okay. And so that kind of shit happened all the time. But it gets worse, and it would get worse and worse. Just like they talk about the disease of addiction, they say it's a progressive illness. It gets worse, never better. That's what would happen for me. Like, every time I would get high, it would get worse, and the way I would behave would become worse, and the things that I was willing to do for dope would become more graphic, and just like, there's no holds barred. You know what I mean? No holds barred. I would do anything, you guys. I would do anything to get dope. Anyway, so I was going into work. I was high all the time. I was making good money, and I was working 2 jobs when we lived in that little trailer. I was doing real well for myself, except for the drugs. And that's one thing that y'all will hear about me a lot. Is like, I've always looked at things like, if I have a job, I have a car, and I have money and a house, then I'm not doing too bad, right? And so that's not true though. Like it doesn't matter if you have a car and a job and a house and a husband and all this stuff, right? If you're getting high, your life is not manageable. But I would lie to myself and I would tell myself, I have all these things, so it can't be that bad, right? Can't be that bad. So LD started to become abusive with me. I'm sure that I wasn't an angel. I know I wasn't. But this was different than anything I'd ever experienced. You know, I've beat a guy over the head with a brush before, and I've chased my boyfriends around smacking them and shit. But this was different. This guy beat my ass. He would punch me in my face. He would take my head and slam it down on the concrete. He would shove food into my eyeball. One time we were sitting in the living room, you guys, and he took a Supreme burrito from Taco Bell, took a bite out of it, and then took it and shoved it into my eyeball. Beans and rice and sour cream all inside my eyeball hole. I was crying, man, crying my eyes out. I was pissed as hell. And his whole family would just sit there and watch him do this kind of shit to me. Trash people, y'all. Trash people. This dude's dead. He's dead. Okay, just so y'all know, he's dead. He actually died some years later after we broke up. He was in a accident, and the guy that was driving the car he was in was drunk. They flipped the truck, and he got ejected from the vehicle and died. So he's not even alive, okay? But if he was alive, he would come on my channel and he would tell you that he beat my ass, because that's the kind of dude he was. Like, he thought that what he was he thought I deserved it, and he would tell you that. Oh, well, she fucking deserves it, you know? The girl that he got with after me, he was driving. She was a nurse, y'all, and I tried to warn her. I said, don't get with him. He'll beat you. He'll beat you. Because when I got with him, people told me the same thing. They said, girl, he hits girls. You don't want to be with him. He will beat your ass. And I was like, I'm going to change him. He's going to love me. I'm going to make him a better man. So this girl ended up dating him. This girl that I knew from school. She was a couple of years younger than me. And she was a nurse, and she was super smart. So I was like, you know what? I got to let her know. I got to call her. So I called her and I told her, dude, he will kill you. If you're lucky, you'll get away alive, right? She didn't listen to me. Guess what he did to her? He was driving her Tahoe, and she was sitting in the passenger seat of the car. And he got pissed off at her, and I don't know if she was going to get out. Okay, she was going to get out of the car because they were fighting, and she got afraid. And as she was opening her passenger side door, he punched her in the head. She fell out and hit her face on the curb. And she ended up having to have plastic surgery on her face. Maybe one day, no, I doubt she'd ever want to come on my channel. And I'm not going to say her name or anything, but yeah, it was like, what can you do? You know, I didn't listen to the people that warned me, and she didn't listen to me. So,
Mom,
what?
I want to go to the gas station and get something.
No, we're not going to the gas station and getting anything, Nate.
No, I just want to get some candy or something.
No, son. There's, please. You know where the candy's at downstairs. Go get it.
There's no candy.
Those Reese's Pieces cups.
After showing about broken my package.
No, don't, buddy.
Look at it.
So.
Look what I just pulled tape on.
Okay, let me fix it. I love you. Bye. Okay. So I'm going to finish up, you guys, because he's getting to be really antsy, and I don't like it, you know. I'm not trying to ignore him or anything. I love my son. He's just driving me insane today. Okay, go. Go. Get Nathaniel. Please, Nathaniel. So anyway, that's what happened to her. He would do that kind of stuff to me all the time, okay? there was a couple times I went to the hospital because of how bad it was, because he would give me a black eye, or one time he split my head open. That's why I know this looks like a part, but it's not a part, okay? This right here is where I got my head split open, okay? That's not my part. That is a scar on my head right there, okay? Where he split my head open. And so I had to get 10 stitches in my head because he split my head open. Hey, Merk just sent you $10 for your candy fund. Come over here and say thank you.
Oh my god.
Come say hi. Thank you, Nate.
Wait.
Come here. Look, right there.
Which one is it? Chicken
It's that guy right there, $10.
Which one is it? Chicken milk fun?
Chiclet Milk Fun. He said, which one is it? Chiclet Milk Fun? Thank you, Merk. I will give him that $10 so he can have some candy. You hear that?
Chicken milk fun.
Oh, mercy. So, anyway.
I want to go spend it right now.
He said he wants to go spend it right now. Okay, guys. I'm going to leave off here because this little guy right here wants to go get he wants to get a little treat, y'all. And he's been such a good boy today. Just for everybody that doesn't know, I had to go to my clinic today because they called me in for a random. And you okay? Well, buddy, that's what happens. You gotta calm down.
I think I actually broke it.
You didn't break your back. I had to go into my clinic today to do my random drug screen and all that good stuff, so I wasn't able to do my patron only chat. Hey, look at that. She gave you $5. That's $15.
I spent all on candy.
Okay, let me let y'all see here. Nate, there he is. Okay, why don't you say thank you to everybody? Say thank you.
I have to tell them if they remember this.
Okay.
Do you remember when I said when I was like 4? Do you remember when I said mom's sponsor is my penis? Penis sponsor.
I love you guys, but my son
Tweeter sponsor
is obsessed with body parts.
What?
And he says inappropriate things, and so
Don't tell them.
well, you just said it on video, son.
Well, that's just because I said it when I was 4.
Do any of you have?
I'm 5.
Do any of you guys have kids? And if you do they talk about their privates all the time?
I don't.
Sky just sent you $5. That's $20 now.
Okay,
Y'all stop. That's it. No more.
Don't give me $100.
Caitlin, how do you do it with 4 boys, girl? I can just imagine that crazy.
Donate it to Chicken Milk Fun. Chicken Milk Fun.
He is so excited. Y'all have no idea. Okay, you know what? What?
Watch other. Chicken Milk Fun. Wait. Chicken Milk Fun.
This is all my clean laundry on this bed.
Chicken Milk Fun. I just destroyed one down there.
Help me, y'all. Help me. He's dressed like the Hulk. Okay, so this is what
I'm
we're...
the Hulk with a tweeter.
He's like the Hulk with a tweeter, y'all.
Look at my blue.
Look
at my blue tweeter.
what we're gonna do tomorrow night is we're gonna have Danny P come on. He's gonna come share his story.
And then.
And then
Oh no.
what was I gonna say? I'm gonna go take Nate to get a little treat from the gas station.
So can I get
And I'm going to take a picture and put it on the community tab so you guys can see, okay? So you didn't have to do that. Y'all know that I can go do... Y'all didn't have to do that. Don't ever do that again. I love you guys, okay? He's like, do it. Keep on doing it.
I not have a new thing to donate to.
What?
Donate to my Halloween fund.
Your Halloween fund? What are you talking about? If I knew that I could get... If I knew all it took was to put you on camera...
Mama.
All right. We love you guys. Thank you. Mwah. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7 with Danny, okay? Good night.
I have to say one more thing. I have to do something.
I love y'all. Thank you so much for being so kind. We love you guys. Good night. Okay, let's go get